gentlemen. It has happened again. Now, this comes from an inside source by Mr. Protraband, but the U.S. Department of Homeland Security is dropping, literally and figuratively, the P320 and switching back to the Glock G45. So I can exclusively report that Immigration and Customs Enforcement has decided to implement an agency-wide switch away from the Sig P320 to Glock's G45. ICE leadership has expended all remaining SIG contract funding on P365s, and when the contract officially expires next year, they will fully adopt the G45 department-wide, this will include all of HSI and ERO. This is a win for our country and national security. The men and women who keep our nation secure deserve a firearm that will absolutely not fire unless the user pulls the trigger. So just reading that. So apparently they had some contract funding left that they had to spend, just had to spend it. So instead of buying the 320, they're like, well, guess what? We're going with the 365. What's the newest one? The big one? The Fuse?
Not the X Macro.
X Macro?
Yeah.
It's the 17 round one. Which one's that? Is it the X Macro?
Yeah, I think it's the X Macro.
Yeah, they have way too many different variations of the same product. But yeah, they're like, you know what, we're going to go with that design over the 320. And then eventually we're going to be switching back to the G45, which isn't my favorite Glock. I would go with a different Glock over the 45, but I'm sure it's fine.
You know what? I hope that they start bringing out the 365 Flux. I want to see Ice rocking those on horseback. Do it.
Yeah, actually, I have a specific banner for this as well.
Nice.
109 days, exactly.
109 days since it has ended. Yeah, not a huge shock, as Ben Sager says.
Yeah, we had talked about it earlier in that Chicago PD also has dropped the 320 as well, and they have a department-wide. As of June 25th, they released an official memorandum or memo that all of their officers are to turn in their SIGs, and they will be reimbursed to buy a different pistol. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we had actually talked about this before it became public knowledge a little bit, like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
There was one outlet reporting on it, but that they were going to drop it. Well, not actually drop it as they do there. But yep, and is that Protraband? That is, dude. That's Protraband's video. Awesome. That's amazing. That's awesome that made it in there. What is this? This is on the We Are the Mighty. I wonder if Protraband knows that they used this video for that. That's cool. So yeah, they cite Protraband's video in there, and it ends today post. Of course. LFD research. Hey, okay. Now I have to check. Am I mentioned in this? I am not. Darn it. They got LFD and they got Protraband in there though. Perfect. And let me see, where do they actually say that they are going to be swapping out for another firearm?
I can pull up the memo if you give me just a minute. I'll send it to you in the private chat.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, I know Washington State, I've said it before, but my buddy in Washington State, he switched out for their department, went with the Shadow Systems, the 920 model, one of the full-size models, basically Glock 17 size handgun.
I think it's the DR.
DR 920, is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have looked at some of the P320 listings on like Gunbroker or TaxSwap or some of these places, but we're seeing sub $300 ranges for basically brand new P320s, even like some of the X5 guns, some of the nicer models with extras, and we're $300, $250. People are trying to get rid of them.
Just 4 months ago, Sig was selling them for $320.
Right, the base model though. Usually they'd be a little bit more than that. Like I paid $300 for a used 320 compact, not optics cut, nothing on it, pre-upgrade as well. Now let me check real fast because Protraband is going to have a video coming out shortly, which he has not yet finished. Perfect timing. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. No, but Protraband is supposed to be having a video coming out, but it is not yet out. So I can't talk about another developments. We will have to save that for later because Protraband has the exclusive first rights on that.
Hell yeah.
But there will be an update coming shortly on another one of our favorite topics.
The memo,
Alright.
the memo's in the private chat if you want to pull it up.
Oh, did
John.
you send it? Let me pull it
Yeah.
up. Chicago Times via email. As president of Lodge 7, I would like to bring an urgent matter to your attention, which requires immediate action for both the safety of Chicago police officers and the citizens of the city of Chicago. 80 injuries resulting in the P320 since 2016. Wild. And 1,200 officers. So there are currently 1,200 of them in Chicago, which that's a lot of police officers.
Mm-hmm.
And does it say where they're going to be replacing the funds to get a new gun with?
I think it says at the end, Lodge 6 is willing to coordinate and work with the Department of transition to Sig 3P20 and may offer, where's it say it at? As a weapon should not bear any cost associated with any change to the current practice. Somewhere in here, I thought it said that it wouldn't cost the department or the individuals any money to change.
I have seen that quoted before too, that they're going to pay for the officers like an X dollar amount, right? Like they give them, say, as long as it's under $1,000, they'll pay for whatever the switch is for, not only the new gun but holster, magazines, and all the accessories that come along with that. So that does not surprise me at all.